Hello, welcome to the fifth module. We're going to focus in on the paradigm of pragmatism and also a little bit about the challenges of addressing equity and inclusion. So with this image, you can see that pragmatism is focused on responding to the specific problems within a context or situation. And therefore, research is geared towards developing the knowledge that we need to identify choices that are going to help address the challenge or to achieve satisfying results. And satisfying is a term used by Dewey, and what he means by that is that the results respond to a hope, desire, or need, generally for a group of people. So in addition to that, experience is front and center. Dewey says experience is social, and it's not just something that we think about, but also involves our emotions and our bodies. And experience is always within a particular historical and cultural context. In addition, Dewey talks about how we construct beliefs out of our experiences, and then those beliefs inform our actions, what we do. And then our actions in turn will also inform our beliefs. So inquiry is how we are moving from this reflection on beliefs and actions and focusing that in on a particular problem, and then engaging in various methods to be able to understand the nature of the problem and explore possible solutions. Again, the choices are going to be prioritized based on which one or ones best address things in a satisfying kind of way, a need, hope, or desire. So for epistemology, rather than viewing knowledge, or even for that matter, using the term epistemology, people who are using pragmatism as a paradigm would think about knowledge in more of a process way, that there are particular warranted assumptions, that Dewey says, that become developed, assumptions about how we understand a situation or a particular context. And the inquiry process is how we do that. And the usefulness of the inquiry, again, is how it helps address the experience. And people within a pragmatism paradigm are not interested in the more abstract things like, is there an external reality? What's this sense of truth? What we would call ontological questions. In addition to that, thinking about the research methods, pragmatic paradigm says that those of us who do the research and what is researched are bound together. They're not able to be separated, which makes perfect sense since they emerge out of specific experiences. And again, the beliefs associated with those experiences are, of course, going to influence the research questions that get asked and how the analysis is done. And any research methods that best help address that research question will be used. So we attend to bias by reflecting on one's beliefs within that specific experience or situation of inquiry. And we also think about the ways in which our decisions, the research actions that we engage in, are also occurring within a belief system associated with this line of inquiry. So in pragmatism, the values and ethics are really based in a social democracy. So it is primarily American researchers, American theorists who engaged in pragmatism, and they were quite interested in how, as a collective, as a social community, we operate and make decisions and generate beliefs out of our experiences. Thus, pragmatists are not focused on individuals. The values and ethics are always viewed as social and are always subject to revision through this inquiry process. And just like research cannot be separated from the beliefs and action of the researcher, ethics too includes this. And that is because all aspects of research are inherently involving decisions about which goals are the most meaningful, which methods are most appropriate. So there's always a line of decisions being made that are ethical in nature. So some of the strengths of pragmatism is that this really aligns well with our profession and all of the challenges that we routinely experience in everyday practice. And so pragmatism is developed to be able to engage in inquiry about those problems and challenges of experience. And again, the aim is to seek to generate some knowledge to help make choices to be able to respond to those. And I mentioned before that you select which methods best address the question. And finally, the social nature of values and ethics is also consistent with our profession and our code of ethics. Some of the limitations, researcher bias might limit the scope of the experience that is examined or what questions are asked and what decisions are made. And the social nature of values and ethics is not taking into account directly how power relations are playing out between researchers and other participants, or between any of the people who might be involved in other kinds of inquiry. And then finally, Morgan is noting that pragmatism as a research paradigm appears to need more development. So here's how I would like you to read for the module. So start with Morgan, the entire article, because he talks about pragmatism directly applied to mixed methods research or research in general. And then Dewey has a short piece about the challenges for democracy during his time, which from my eyes also resonate for our time as well. And then if you could do a quick skim through the Jane Addams piece, because I think it helps provide in a very concrete way how Hull House and others using pragmatism paradigm use inquiry with the everyday experiences that are happening. And then I ask you to select either the Schneiderhan or Siegfried and look at those particular pages. Then moving into the addressing equity and inclusion, if you can read the Fisherborn, Kane, and Martin piece on cultural humility, and then select one other article. Have a wonderful time reading this. Take care.